Welcome back to the R44 YouTube channel. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. How has Reese got so attractive since the last YouTube episode? He hasn't. I'm Reagan, I'm the cameraman, but Reese is in Japan. So we're left with our shop car, the X4M. And I believe it's episode 2 now that we're gonna do a full OEM service. So I'm gonna flip you around now and we're gonna get into the parts that we're gonna fit. So this is the kit. We have 7 litres of BMW engine oil. Then moving on to the air filters, the cabin filter, as well as the oil filter, and a new little sump plug as well. But first, let's get these air filters fitted. Now we're under the engine bay. We are removing the engine cover slash air filter box. Now, when you remove this, to be careful of the oil filler neck, that can snap when you're taking this off. So we're going to be very careful, take it off now and show you what can happen when you're taking this off. So this has been known to break when you're removing this airbox over here. Obviously this one's been fine, but when you are taking it off, you need to take it off straight up and not sort of up and across, because that can snap. So that is all good. So now that we've got the air filters out, you can see that there's feathers in here, I don't know if you can see that, but there's stones in here and all sorts. So look at that, that's coming out of your air filter. So we're gonna put these new ones in, fresh, nothing in there, and free flowing air. Now, what we did think was a bit of a gamble with buying this car. We've just got the car up on the ramp and it is surprisingly clean. For something that's on 116,000 miles, we found out there's some aftermarket springs on here already, and just overall, this car is very clean. Doesn't look like we're gonna have any issues with this, and mainly it was just the cosmetic damage on it. So yeah, let's get these under trays off now and drain the oil. Now there are a couple of things that we are gonna change, and it is gonna hint to another episode in this series of the X4M build, but it is the discs and pads. The discs and pads are looking a bit tired. They are looking a bit worse for wear, so they are due as well. Overall, it's very clean. I think we're gonna get some new tyres on this as well. They seem to be low, sort of on the inner edge. And yeah, looking around, there is no signs of any sort of damage or previous repairs or anything. And this owner has taken a lot of care of this car. Now, a bit of advice while we are changing this cabin filter is, because it's not done on every single service, a healthy habit to get into, because they are cheap enough, is when you book in for an oil filter service, get the microfilter slash cabin filter replaced at the same time. So this is the new microfilter, otherwise known as a cabin filter, and this is the old one. And you can see there's just, I don't even know what's inside this, but this is essentially the air inside your cabin that you're going to be breathing. So you're going to want to replace this every time you get a service, because look at this, nice, clean, fresh air. So while we're on the point of servicing your car and servicing the X4M, it would be good to know what your car requires at different mileage points. So I've got a list and it says everything that needs to be replaced at X amount of miles. Now the first one is going to be your running in service. This happens at 1200 miles. Now I've bought a second-hand BMW and I looked at a few that didn't have running in services, and I was strongly advised to stay away from them and get the ones that have had the running in service done on the iDrive system at about 1200 miles. The car's running in, so once it hits 1200 miles, it needs to go back to the BMW dealership, and what they will do is they will replace the oil filter, and they will also replace the oil in your rear differential. Coming up to your first sort of milestone, which will be 10,000 miles, this just requires an oil and oil filter service. Then at 20,000 miles, again, your oil and oil filter will have to be replaced. The cabin filter that we've changed in this car as well will need to be changed at 20,000 miles. That's the cabin filter slash micro filter, whatever you want to call it. Then at 30,000 miles, this is when your air filter will need replacing. So it'll be your air filter, your oil filter, and your oil. At the same time, the brake fluid will need to be changed as well. At 40,000 miles, it's also another oil and oil filter change, as well as the cabin filter needs changing. And at 50,000 miles, you can kind of expect things to start wearing away, being your tyres, your brakes, your suspension, things like that. So not only will the oil and oil filter need replacing, but you'll also expect some sort of repairs, being with the brakes, tyres, things like that. So at 60,000 miles, this is a pretty big service. So if you haven't had your service done at about 60,000 miles, or you're looking to get a car at 60,000 miles, you need to sort of factor in these costs. So this requires everything. That's now your spark plugs need changing, your oil filter, air filter, and cabin filter, as well as your brake fluid needs changing at 60,000 miles. At 70,000 miles, it's due another oil and oil filter service. Then at 80,000 miles, it's your oil filter service, cabin filter. And at this point, you can start expecting some real wear and tear issues with suspension, things like that. So you need to look out for that. 90,000 miles is a fairly simple service. There's another oil filter service, as well as an air filter as well. Now I've got a list here, and at 100,000 miles, if you're looking to buy a car, if your car's coming up to 100,000 miles, you've got a pretty hefty bill with the servicing coming your way. So that will be the oil filter, the cabin filter, the spark plugs, the brake fluid. The front and rear differential oils need to be replaced. The transfer case oil is also replaced at this point as well. And then with that will be a full comprehensive check over the car to make sure it's all sound and working well. So hopefully that's helped you, and you know what to get done to your car, or what to get done to a car you're looking at different mileage points. So now there's one thing that we haven't touched on, which will be these spark plugs in this service. Right now at 116k, they are not due for standard driving and everything like that. You're looking at about 30k miles per set of spark plugs. So what we still will do is we'll get the spark plugs out of this car just so you can see how they wear, what you're looking at, and basically the differences between OE parts versus OEM parts, because there's a lot of terminology that goes around and it confuses a lot of people, but it's actually very simple. Now we'll see the terminology of OE parts and OEM parts, and essentially what OE stands for is original equipment, which in the BMW dealership, that's what you'll get. You'll get an OE part which has the BMW logo on any part, air filters, spark plugs, things like that. Then OEM stands for original equipment manufacturer, and to put it as simply as possible, these are the same parts just with different logos, and that normally comes down to just price differences. It's basically a more cost-effective way of still getting good quality parts. Things like your NGK, Bosch, MAN filters, they are all OEM parts. Get the spark plugs out and show you the differences between a spark plug that's on 20,000 miles versus a brand new spark plug. And just like that, we have the bonnet up and we've got a spark plug out, and you can see that these spark plugs really aren't that bad. Hopefully you can see here. This spark plug's on about 20,000 miles now, and the differences between a brand new spark plug and a used spark plug. Now these both are unfortunately both NGK spark plugs. That's pretty much all we have in the workshop, because we use all of our OE spark plugs from BMW, so we have these NGK ones in stock. Now if you're not looking to remap your car in any way or push the performance, then this isn't for you, but it is just a bit of information as to if you've ever heard of somebody gapping their spark plugs and what it means. Now when we remap a car, it creates more pressure within the cylinder. Therefore, we shorten the gap for the spark to travel. That doesn't actually do anything for the overall performance, but it does prevent misfire and underload. Now, that's it for the spark plugs. We're going to get this back in the car now. Now, if you were to search up an OE part, which will be the spark plugs, you'll notice that they're exactly the same, but obviously this will have BMW and not NGK. So I've jumped inside the car now because there's quite a lot of work going on in the workshop and it's quite loud, and I didn't want to distract you with the information that is, should you buy a BMW X4M? I'm going to be biased and say yes. So let's talk about the main factor, which is going to be just running cost overall. Personally, I'm thinking first is going to be fuel. It is quite expensive in these cars. They are big cars. They're big and fast cars, and you kind of get the consequence of having a high fuel bill at the end of the month. So these are all based on averages, which is 1,000 miles per month, 12,000 miles a year. It's probably going to set you back about 80 to 90 pounds per week on fuel. So if you're looking at that as a range of over a year, what it's going to cost you in fuel is going to be between £4,000 to £4,500. So if you're looking at, on average, one service per year, which is going to be 12,000 miles. For a BMW dealer, you've got to allow between £700 to £800 for just a general service. Then a BMW service will probably cost you between £500 to £600 a year. Tyres, if you go through a set of tyres, that's going to look around £800 to £1,000 per set of tyres, depending on what brand you go for. Then you've got to factor in things like depreciation costs, which with these cars, luckily, if you buy one now, hopefully it won't depreciate too much because they are a good value for money. But again, cars will always depreciate. That is the service on the high mileage X4M complete. And I believe in the next video, we're going to be making it a little louder. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, if you've enjoyed the video, if you've learned something new, then like, subscribe, do all of that. We'll see you on the next one.